December 20th of 24. In my research, I have narrowed down to 3 manufacturers and 2 body styles of an electric outboard motor for this boat. Let me tell you about the who's, the what's, and the whens. Hello and welcome back. Jim Boat here. So let's get right into it. I've narrowed it down to 3 manufacturers and 2 body styles. Now I'm going to go over the manufacturers, and you don't need to write them down because I'm going to put them in links down below here somewhere in the description. So you can click on the link after the video and check them out for yourself. The first manufacturer that I'm looking at is called Stealth Electric Outboard Motors. The style of outboard motor is that it is built on the lower unit of a conventional internal combustion engine. They've just taken the engine part off and they've mounted an electric motor on top of the spindle on the lower unit. The voltage on this is actually 144 volts. That's a lot of power. The weight only comes in at about 130 pounds. That's for the Stealth 50 that I'm looking at. The steering has a conventional cable that goes back to the motor that turns the motor to the left and right. The throttle, however, is considered digital, meaning that it sends a signal from the throttle in the front of your boat back to the motor, which tells it to go forward or backwards. No steel cable required. And from what I understand, all electronic boats are digital throttle. And the company's been around since about 2018. They build and assemble them in Texas. So I believe that the support might be a little bit easier since they actually build them in the country. The next company is called Elco Motor Yachts. The body style is the same as the Stealth, that they take an electric motor and attach it to the lower unit of a conventional internal combustion engine. So you have the oil and the gears that you have to take care of on the lower unit on a seasonal basis. However, the voltage on this outboard motor is only 96 volts. The weight of the Elco 50 comes in at 190 pounds. The steering is a conventional steering cable that goes back to the electric motor. And the throttle is a digital throttle. So the next outboard motor that I want to cover is called E-propulsion. Now I'm really intrigued by this company. This motor is considered to be all electronic. I'm going to cover more of that in just a second. The motor weighs about 233 pounds and it comes in at 96 volt operating voltage. The company's been around since 2018. Now to go back to the all electronic, not only is the throttle cable digital, but the steering is digital. That means that there's a signal coming from the front, not a physical cable that tells the motor to go left and right. Now I know I can hear it coming through the camera right now. Yeah, but what if? And you're not alone. I've said that too. However, after thinking about it, just like every other outboard motor out there, is they have a kill switch. So if I lose signal from the console back to the motor on steering or throttle, you just pull that little lever and it kills the power to the outboard motor and you just stop. So I'm not really concerned about losing the signal on the steering or the throttle on the outboard motor. What intrigues me the most about this motor is that the lower unit is completely sealed. There is no impeller that sucks in water from the outside to go cool the motor off. So therefore, I don't have to worry about maintenance on the impeller, I believe. And if it were in salt water, it's not going to pull up the salt water to go through your engine housing to cool it off. Salt water might not be a problem for this outboard, I don't know. And also, I don't believe there's any gears for the prop to go forward and back. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I don't think there's a big gear housing below. I'm not sure. And what intrigues me also is that because it's an all-electronic outboard motor, the motor completely can be controlled through an app or through your chart plotter on your console. The speed and the direction, the heading, all of that can be controlled electronically. Can you imagine controlling your boat left and right, forward and back on your cell phone? Or set up your autopilot on your chart plotter. And because the technology is so new, the company doesn't manufacture or build them in the United States. They have dealers here in the United States, but if I need parts or service, everything is assembled and built in Asia. So I'm not sure exactly who I would call or how long it would take to get a part. I will find that out before I make my decision. Now let me do a disclaimer right now. I have no recommendations for either one of these companies as of right now. I have no experience with them other than what I can find online or what the salespeople are telling me. So please do your own research before choosing one of these outboards, or follow along on the YouTube channel, because I'm probably going to have one of these attached to the back of this boat, hopefully pretty soon. However, if you do have personal experience with one of these companies, please leave it in the comments or email me. Whether it's good or bad, I'd really like to know before making my decision. Yes, I really would like to look more closely at both of these electric outboard motor body styles, but I'm not going to be able to until I have one attached to the back of this boat, and that's okay. There's a lot of unknowns with the companies and this technology, but I'm willing to work with it as I go through this project. However, I do have an internal combustion motor sitting on the back of this boat right now, so I would like to go through with you how I think that they convert an internal combustion outboard motor to electric. So let's go check it out. They take a traditional outboard motor and they separate it from here up. They take this whole power unit off and they put an electric motor here. They build brackets and then it attaches directly to the spindle of this outboard motor. With these outboard motors, you still have the oil and the gear shifting down below. So you still have to replace the impeller every year or so. What I like about the conventional outboard motors is it's very simple. The outboard has gears, oil, and an impeller that you have to maintain every year. And the top is just an electric motor that's attached to the spindle of the lower unit. To me, it makes it a lot more simple. Let's talk about the when am I going to get this done. As of the recording right now, the outboard motor should be sold and should be gone in another week or so. And I would like to make a choice and purchase the first week or two of January to put that motor on here and get this boat on the river. If you all have experience with these companies, please leave me an email or in the comments below and telling me good or bad. Before I close this video, I am going to ask you to do me a favor. Click on the subscribe button. It's kind of interesting as I get this YouTube channel going. It's cool to get up every morning and check out YouTube and see how many people are following the channel. It just lets me know how many people are interested in this project, in this technology. So if you can, click on the subscribe button for me. Oh yeah, and the next video I'm going to be talking about what I found on batteries. And as usual, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you in the next video.